This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's a delight to be here helping you with learning to play the guitar. It's a Theory Thursday, so we're working on some fretboard theory. In this lesson, we're going to look at playing the C major scale in first position. So we've been working with these movable scales, learning how to play the major scale all along the fretboard through a scale system, and that's really great. In first position, what happens there is that we actually start to memorize the pitches that are in the keys and in the scales, and that's really valuable if you want to start memorizing where the notes are along the entire neck, or even just down in first position, and if you want to start to understand the music that we play, how we form chords, how the different chord progressions and so on happen. So in this lesson, we're going to look at the C major scale, because in first position, if we can first learn where the natural notes are, then in the next two lessons we can start adding sharps and flats, utilizing the magic of the circle of fourths or cycle of fifths. So that's going to be great. Let's just go ahead and jump in here and take a look at the C major scale in first position. So the magic, or the great part about the C major scale, is it includes only the natural notes. It includes all the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So all the natural notes that are in our musical alphabet. No sharps and no flats. So this helps us memorize where the natural notes are. Of course, the C note is the root, so it's our starting pitch. It's the lowest note, and that's why we'll be in the key of C, starting there, and we'll have no sharps or flats. Now, it can be really helpful to notice a pattern as we're learning where these notes are at. Of course, we have the open strings, and if we can memorize where those open strings are, it can help us memorize where the other notes are. So we have to tune the guitar with these, so a lot of times we start to get these ingrained. But we have the low sixth string is an E, the fifth string is an A, the fourth string is a D, the third string is a G, the second string is a B, and then up on top we have an E. And each one of these are part of the major scale, the C major scale. So, and there's lots of, over the years, my in-person students have taught me different acronyms, or they've told me ones that they use to remember this. One that I remember is eating apples daily grows big ears. So maybe an acronym can help you if you don't have these memorized. Then I sort of see a pattern on these outside two strings and the second string there. We go open, 1, 3, and we just move right on up the musical alphabet. So we go on that low sixth string E, and then F and G. There's a space between F and G because we have a chromatic note there. So if you saw the lessons on the chromatic scale, we've been a little bit over the notes in first position and all along the strings with that chromatic scale. You remember there's not a chromatic note between E and F or B and C. So we have E, F, and G, and then E, F, and G on the high string as well. And then on the second string, we have B, C, and D. Now the third string, ironically, only has two notes, the open G and then second fret A. Technically, at the fourth fret, there is a B note that matches the open string, the open second string, but we usually don't play that one very often. But it's good to know that it's there. But generally in first position, we play the open G and then that second fret of A. Sometimes, alternatively, we might play that B note, but we're usually getting into a higher position a little bit there. On the fourth and fifth strings, then, we go open, 2, 3. So we have the D, then the E at the second fret, and F at the third fret, and then A at the open string on the fifth string, and then B at the second fret, and C at the third fret. So these are where all the natural notes are, and then if we want to worry about sharps and flats, it's really easy, because if we can memorize where these are, we can find sharps and flats, because it's just sharps are 1 fret higher and flats are 1 fret lower. In the next couple of lessons, we'll be going through that circle of fourths and the cycle of fifths, learning the actual pitches, the sharps and flats, and learning how to play the scales that have sharps and flats. But here we're just focusing in on the C major scale, which is so important to learn. So to play the C major scale, it starts on the C note. So we're going to find the lowest C note on the fretboard, which is right here. And then we just play through each note right on up that scale. We can play one octave of it, as simple as that. I'll say those pitches as I do it again. So we're going to have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, that's 1 octave of that C major scale. Ideally, as we're playing in first position, we want to play all the notes available to us in that position. That helps us as we're playing in other keys where we need to know those notes. And also, when we're reading notes or playing melodies or learning chords, and we're wanting to know the notes of those chords and so on, it really helps. So what we'll do is play from that lowest root to the highest note in the position, which is the G, play to the lowest note in the position, which is the open E, and come back to C. So you'll ret D, and we'd have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, B, and C, just like that. And we can work that and memorize those pitches. Now, in learning the C major scale like that, in first position, that helps us as we want to start recognizing, as I mentioned, chords or just learning to read notes. The best way I ever found to memorize the notes in first position and all along the fretboard was to do a lot of note reading. So there are the books in my method book series that cover note reading. Books 1 and 2, which are a combined book in the current edition, cover all the keys in first position, starting with the key of C on all 6 strings, and then branch out into the other keys, which we'll be going over in the next couple lessons as far as the scales go. And then note reading book 3 covers the fretboard. So if I wanted to, actually, knowing that my C major scale has these notes, if I wanted to start working on memorizing where the notes are further up the neck, I could use the scale system that I've already gone over. All I got to do is find a C note. There's one on the 6th fret at the 8th fret on the 6th string, and I play scale form 1 right there. If I know the notes of the C major scale, I can start to realize that, oh, that's a C, and then with my pinky I'm playing a D, with my index I'm playing an E, then I'm playing an F, then a G, A, B, and C, and I can continue up higher in the form and D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and I can come down, and if I say the names of those notes out loud, I can start to memorize them in a given position. Now with the movable positions, we could do that single octave forms, and there's going to be different places I can play in the key of C and then in other keys, as we're going to learn about in the next couple lessons. But I also can learn in the 5 different positions, the positional forms, and start learning notes in the positions, just starting in one given position. Note reading really helps lock in where those pitches are, though, because we got to find them and then play them. So, hope that helps. That gets us going with the C major scale now as we continue into the next 2 parts of sort of this chunk of lessons on the major scale, which is so foundational to the music that we play. We will be going over the keys with flats in them and the keys with sharps in them, using that circle of 4ths, cycle of 5ths to help us out. It's going to be awesome. Hope you're having fun with the guitar. Of course, we've got our Technique Tidbit Tuesday lessons. And right now, at the time this lesson's being shot, we have our Saturday mini course that's coming out is on flat picking, and after that one concludes at the end of June, we'll be getting into jazz guitar, so just jazz guitar methods. So lots of great things, and of course there's many other lessons on the channel. Keep having fun, take care, and we'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.